Next, let's look at the facial features. It includes eyes, mouth and ears. After completing all of them, apply blush. Let's start with the eyes. You need to pull out the eye sockets first, then stick the non-woven fabric and line segments. Finally, insert the eyes. Turn the slip stitch marks on the head to the back. And find the middle increase point in front of the 24th round. Make a marker with a pin here. Then count 4 stitches to the right. And make another marker. Next, count 4 more stitches to the right. On the row below, which is the 23rd round position, and make a marker there. Do the same on the other side. Make a marker at the 4th stitch position. Then count 4 stitches to the left. Make a marker on the round below. Then cut a length of yarn, in the same color as the head. Thread it into a sewing needle. And insert it from the position below. Then bring it up to the marked position here. Leaving a little yarn tail underneath. Then insert through the adjacent chain space on the right. And bring it over to the symmetrical marked position on the other side. Then insert again from the stitch position on the left. And bring it over to the marked position on the other side. Pull tight both yarn tails. Then insert from the stitch position above. And bring it over to the marked position on the other side. Then insert from the stitch above. And bring it down to the position of the yarn tail below. Pull tight both yarn tails. Tie 2 knots. And weave in the ends inside. This way, the eye socket is tightened properly. Next, take out the non-woven fabric. Cut out the paper pattern for the eyes from the chart. And then, following the paper pattern, cut 2 identical pieces of non-woven fabric. Then cut a length of the corresponding yarn. For the stardust style, extract 4 small strands from it. For the ant style, extract 1 small strand of the corresponding yarn. Then wrap the yarn around the edge of the non-woven fabric and glue it in place. You can use the pins to help. First, apply a little glue on the edge of the non-woven fabric. Do the same for the other piece of non-woven fabric. After gluing all the yarn down, then insert the eyeball into the middle position here. You can use a needle to make a hole in the middle first. Then insert the eye. Next, attach the eye onto the eye socket position. Note: the flatter side of the non-woven fabric should face up. The rounder side should face down. Make sure to confirm the position first. After confirming the position, apply a little glue on the non-woven fabric, and securely glue it in the eye socket area. Also apply a little glue under the eyes. Do the same for the other side. This way, both eyes are completed. Next, we'll make the mouth. Start by embroidering the stardust mouth. Cut a piece of yarn in the corresponding color. Take out 4 small strands from it. Thread them through the sewing needle. Then at the 27th round position of the head, in the middle between the 2 eyes, Mark with a pin. There are approximately 2 to 3 stitches between the 2 pins. Then insert the needle into any marked position. Leaving a little yarn tail. Then insert it from the other marked position. Thread it back to the insertion point. Bend slightly downward to create a smiling curve for the mouth. Then apply a little glue to secure it. Next, tie off the 2 yarn tails. Trim any excess tails. Tuck the yarn tail inside the head. This way, the mouth for the Stardust style is embroidered. Next, we'll embroider the mouth for the ant style. Cut a piece of yarn tail. Pull out one small strand. Thread it into the sewing needle, and set aside for use. Then at the 27th round position of the head, use pins to make 2 marks. Between the 2 eyes, and between the 2 pins, approximately 2 to 3 stitches. Then insert the sewing needle from any position. Thread it back to the marked pin position. Leaving a little yarn tail. Then insert from another position. Thread it to the position of the yarn tail. Next, insert the sewing needle from this side. And thread it to the initial insertion position. For the 2 line segments on the top and bottom, both should slightly curve a bit. The arc on the top should be smaller, while the arc on the bottom should be bigger. Then use glue to lightly stick the 2 line segments. Once done, tie the 2 yarn tails into a knot. Tuck the yarn tails inside the head. This way, the mouth of the ant style is also completed. Next, make the ears. We will start from foundation chain. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise along the starting chain. When crocheting the second round, you need to wrap the wire. After completion, attach it to the head and apply blush. Please watch my demonstration. First, refer to the chart to finish the foundation chain and the first round. I've already prepared it here. Then cut a piece of wire, about 10 cm in length. Crochet the second round. Pay attention to include the wire. Start with 2 single crochets, 3 half double crochets, and 2 single crochets. After completing that, crochet 5 chain stitches. When making these 5 chains, you also need to wrap the wire. Place the wire alternately above and below. For the first chain stitch, put the wire over the hook. For the second chain, place it under the hook. And so on. After finishing, fold the wire in half. To make both ends roughly the same length. Then continue from the second to last stitch. Work 2 single crochets, 1 half double crochet and 1 double crochet. Pay attention to wrapping the wire. After completing, skip 1 stitch. Start from the second stitch on the left side. Finish crocheting the remaining stitches. Mindfully wrap the wire. Upon completion, join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. Leave about 15 cm and break the yarn. Tidy up the wire. Leave about 2 cm of the wire. Cut off the excess part. Like this, one ear is completed. Everyone finish the other ear using the same method. Next, attach the completed ears between the 22nd and 23rd rounds of the head. About 6-7 stitches away from the outer side of the eyes. Determine the position first. Pay attention that the front side of the ear should face forward. After confirming the position, apply a little glue on the wire. Then insert it into the corresponding position. Next, pass the sewing needle through the reserved yarn tail of the ear. Weave the yarn tail inside the head and hide it. Also weave the other side's yarn tail inside the head. Then brush a little blush on the front side of both ears. Afterwards, at the outer side below the two eyes. Also brush a little blush. This way, the facial features are completed. Next, learn how to make the hair part. Take a look at the finished product. The hair includes the scalp, hair strands, and one temple hair. The scalp uses the magic ring method. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise along the starting ring. The method is similar to the first few rounds of the head. Everyone refer to the chart and complete it. Pay attention, don't cut the yarn after completing the scalp. After the scalp is done, crochet the strands of hair along the outer edge. Finally, crochet a temple hair, then secure it to the head. The new stitches used include FA double crochet decrease, FM double crochet, 3 stitches together, FW 3 double crochets into the same stitch. Next, please watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Everyone, look, this is what it looks like after the scalp is completed. Now, move on to crochet the strands of hair. Start with the first strand. Continue crocheting using the same yarn from the scalp. First, make 30 chain stitches. After completing them, start from the second to last braid. Pick up the half loop, and crochet the corresponding stitch pattern. After completing the last chain stitch position, slightly enlarge the loop. Turn the fabric counterclockwise. Pick up the stitches from the previous row. Crochet slip stitches, making sure to correspond each one. Pay attention, we are crocheting on the wrong side here. The stitch corresponds to the braid at the top left. Do not tighten the slip stitches here. If your tension is too tight, you can also stretch the loop a little before crocheting. Don't miss the last stitch position. After completion, Make one chain as your turning chain. Turn the fabric over. Skip the first stitch below. Pick up the back loop of the first row stitches. That is, this single strand of yarn. And the strand from the slip stitch braid behind. Which means the two highest strands. Work single crochets into each stitch in sequence. Pay attention, skip the first stitch on the right side and don't work it. Pick up the back loop of the stitches. And the strand from the slip stitch braid behind. The last insertion point is less noticeable. Everyone, be mindful not to miss it. If you cannot tell clearly, you can also pick about 1-2 strands roughly and crochet, after finishing, at the first stitch of the last round on the scalp. Make one slip stitch. You can tighten it slightly. This completes the first strand of hair. You can match it up with the head. The center of the scalp should correspond with the center of the head. The tip of the hair strand should reach about above the last sixth round of the head. If it's off by too much, then you need to adjust your tension and crochet the hair strand again to avoid affecting the appearance. Continue with the second strand. The chart's notation of 2-3 indicates from the second to the third strand. All are crocheted using the same method. Start by crocheting 31 chain stitches. Then, begin from the second to last chain stitch. Crochet the corresponding stitch pattern. After completing, turn the fabric. Pick up stitches and crochet slip stitches to match each one. After completion, make one chain as your turning chain. Turn the piece. Skip one stitch in the same way. Pick up these two strands and start crocheting the corresponding single crochets. Don't miss the last stitch position. If you can't tell, You can also pick up about 2 strands and crochet. Then, on the last round of the scalp, adjacent to the previous stitch, crochet 1 slip stitch. Slightly tighten. The second strand is now finished. For the following 3rd to 9th strands, the technique is similar to the first 2. Everyone, refer to the chart and crochet them all the way down. Move on to the 10th strand. First, refer to the chart and crochet the corresponding number of chain stitches. Then, work back with the corresponding stitch pattern. After completing the last stitch, crochet 1 slip stitch in the adjacent stitch on the scalp. Slightly tighten. The 10th strand is now complete. Everyone, continue and finish the 11th and 12th strands. Next, crochet the 13th strand. Start with 22 chain stitches. Next, on the 4th chain from the end, work 1 double crochet. The next stitch is double crochet 3 stitches together. First, in the 3 chain positions on the left side, work 1 incomplete double crochet each. Yarn over. Insert the hook into the left chain position. Yarn over, draw the yarn through. Then yarn over again, draw through the first 2 loops. This is 1 incomplete double crochet. Next, work the second one. Yarn over. Insert your hook into the left position. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over again, draw through the first 2 loops. This is the second one. Continue with the third one. Yarn over, and draw through all loops on the hook. 1 double crochet, 3 stitches together is completed. Next stitch is a double crochet decrease. First, at the 2 chain stitch positions on the left, work 1 incomplete double crochet each. 1, 2. Then yarn over, and pull through all the loops on your hook. That completes the double crochet decrease. Next, work 3 double crochets, and 10 half double crochets in sequence. After completing, turn over the fabric. Work the corresponding number of slip stitches. After finishing, work 3 chain stitches. Then turn over the fabric again. Pick up the back loop of the last stitch and 1 strand from the following slip stitch. Work 1 double crochet. Then work 2 double crochet decreases in sequence. Continue with 4 half double crochets and 7 single crochets. After completing, pick up the adjacent stitch at the head and work 1 slip stitch. Slightly tighten. Then turn over the fabric. Continue to work the corresponding number of slip stitches. Pay attention, start crocheting from the last stitch. After finishing, work 3 chain stitches. Then turn the fabric. Work 1 double crochet in the position of the last stitch. Then continue with the corresponding stitch pattern. After completing, turn the piece and work a slip stitch. Note: for the last stitch, pick up 2 strands of the left chain and crochet. Then work 3 chains. Turn the fabric. Continue to finish the corresponding stitches for this row. Note that FW means working 3 double crochets in the same position. After completing, pick up the adjacent stitch from the scalp and work 1 slip stitch. This way, the 13th strand is completed. Everyone continues to refer to the chart and finish the remaining strands. After completing the last strand, work 1 chain to secure. Leave about 5 cm and cut the yarn. Then weave in the yarn tail inside the strand. Make sure to hide it on the front side of the strand. Everyone should hide a few more stitches. Then trim off any excess tails. Next, have the right side of the hairpiece facing you. Locate the 13th strand. Work a round of edging along this strand. On the right side of the 13th strand, pick up the last loop from the scalp to join the yarn. It's the same insertion position as the slip stitch. Make 1 turning chain. Then work single crochets into the other 2 strands of the chain. Pay attention to weaving in the ends. At this last chain position, work 2 single crochets. Next, pick up the side strands, and work single crochets evenly. When you reach the middle dent, work 1 slip stitch. Continue to work single crochets evenly. At the first stitch position on the side, work 2 single crochets. For the rest of the positions, work single crochets correspondingly, 1 by 1. After completing, pick up the stitches from the scalp and work a slip stitch. It's the same insertion position as the slip stitch here. Then make 1 chain to secure. Leave about 5 cm and cut the yarn. Weave in the ends to the right side of the piece. This way, the edging is completed. Next, let's work on the temple hair. First, cut a piece of wire, about 10 cm in length. Then make a foundation chain of 7 stitches. After that, work 5 single crochets in sequence. Then, at the last chain position, work 4 half double crochets. After that, finish with the remaining 5 single crochets. Finally, join with a slip stitch. Leave about 15 cm and cut the yarn. This way, the temple hair is finished. Next, attach the crocheted hair to the head. Make sure the wrong side is facing up. Align the shortest strand of hair towards the face. Match the center of the scalp with the starting point of the head. Secure them in place with pins. Take the first strand to the 9th strand of hair and position them at the back of the head, between the 2 ears. Use pins to secure evenly. Cover all the skin on the head. There are a total of 9 strands of hair behind the 2 ears. Everyone adjust slightly and distribute the positions roughly evenly. The strands above can overlap a little. Then secure the remaining strands in the front as well. The 12th strand is bent behind the ear. The 14th strand is also bent behind the ear. The 13th strand is in the middle position. Everyone adjust the rough shape well. After confirming, apply a little glue to the scalp first and secure it tightly to the head. Mind not to press too tight. Keep it slightly fluffy. Then securely glue the remaining strands one by one. Don't glue this short strand at the front for now. Glue the 9 long strands at the back first. Remember not to use too much glue. Don't press too tight. The ends of the hair strands can be left unfixed. Let them curl naturally. Pay attention to applying glue on both sides. Use less glue in the middle. The hair must be as fluffy as possible. Don't apply glue on the ends. To make it convenient for assembling the antennae later, the 13th strand of hair can be left without glue for now. After the glue dries, take care of the remaining strands, then remove the pins. Next, take out the crocheted temple hair. For the ant style, the temple hair is attached on the right side. For the stardust style, it's attached on the left side. Here, left and right refers to the actual left and right of the doll. On the inside of the ear, a bit higher up. Attach it using the same method as for the ears. You can first determine the position. Then apply a little glue to the wire. Insert and secure it firmly. Hide the yarn tail inside as well. This way, the process of securing the hair is complete. Next, we'll make the antennae. The antennae for the two styles are different. After making them separately, attach them. First, let's make the antennae for the ant style. Cut a piece of thin wire about 15 cm in length. Fold the wire in half. Then apply glue to the wire and wrap the yarn tail around it. Start by wrapping the front end position first. Wrap about 3 cm or so. Make this section slightly thicker. Be mindful not to apply too much glue. After wrapping the first 2-3 cm at the front, continue wrapping for another 2 cm. Wrap the last 2 cm a bit thinner. Pay attention to securely gluing the end of the thread. Then leave about 15 cm and cut off. This completes one antenna. Everyone make another identical antenna. Next, we'll make the stardust antennae. Cut a piece of thin wire about 15 cm in length, then insert a small pearl. Slide the pearl to the middle of the wire. Fold the wire in half. Then take a large pearl. Insert both wires through it at the same time. Slide it to the top. Then wrap the yarn tail. Apply a little glue first. Wrap for about 2 cm. Securely glue the end. Then leave about 15 cm and cut off. One antenna is done. Everyone make another identical antenna. Next, we'll attach the antennae. The installation method for both types is the same. First, reserve about 2 cm of the wire and cut it off. Then insert it into the position of the 13th strand, about 2 cm away from the front end of the strand. There should be approximately 1 cm between the two antennae. Everyone first determine the position. Then insert the antennae. Here, at the point where the end of the antenna touches the strand, you can apply a little glue to secure it. Mindful not to use too much glue. Then insert the wire into the corresponding position in the head. Add a little stuffing slightly underneath this strand to make the fringe look a bit fluffy. Note to add just a tiny bit, not too much. Then glue it securely. Glue around the edges of this strand. After applying the glue, first hold it in place with some pins. Remove the pins after the glue dries. Next, take the yarn tail left from the antenna. Thread it inside the head. Pass it through a few times inside the head, then cut it off. Do the same for the other side. Mindful not to pull too tight in the middle. Avoid any dents. This way, the antennae are attached. Next, take the two moving eyes on top of the head. Glue them on either side of the antennae. After you've confirmed the positions, glue them securely. For extra security, apply a little glue. Next, sew the head to the body. The installation directions are different for the two styles. For the ant style, the face is on the left. For the stardust style, the face is on the right. Thread the reserved yarn tail into the sewing needle. Insert the shaping wire into the head. You can place and confirm the position first. The specific direction of the face, you can refer to the finished product or decide based on your own preference. Here, I'm placing them randomly. After confirming the position, sew along the last round of stitches on the body, matching up with the last round of stitches on the head, sewing securely one stitch to another. Pay attention and adjust while sewing, checking if the position is what you want. After completing the round, for a more secure hold, you can sew another round. I won't be sewing another round here. Once done, tie a knot. Hide the yarn tail inside the head. And then cut off the excess tail. That's it. The head is now attached. If you're making the Stardust style, you can sew a few stitches at the palm position near the mouth to secure it. Next, we'll make the pants. We will start from foundation chain and work back and forth along the chain. After completing, sew the pieces together. Then crochet the waistband, the pant legs and crotch. Finally, sew a round of decorative elements. The new stitch techniques used include reverse single crochet. Please watch me demonstrate the specific making method. Start with a foundation chain. After completing the chain, pick up the half loop from the third chain stitch from the end. Crochet 1/2 double crochet. Then continue to work 2 half double crochets. The first row is done. Now move on to the second row. First, turn your work piece, then pick up the 3 stitches from the previous row. Work 1 slip stitch each. Then crochet 3 chain stitches. Turn the work piece. Pick up 1 strand of yarn from the third chain stitch from the end. Crochet 1/2 double crochet. Then work 1/2 double crochet on the left side. Mind that here you pick up the back loop of the stitch of the 2 strands that are identical in pattern at hair strand, and 1 strand of the following slip stitch. Finish crocheting the remaining stitches. Similarly, if you can't find the exact position of the last stitch, you can pick up roughly 2 strands and crochet. This way, the second row is completed. Now start the third row. Turn the fabric piece. Work 6 slip stitches in sequence. For the last stitch, pick up 2 strands from this chain stitch on the left and crochet. After completing, work 1 chain stitch. Turn the work piece. Then finish crocheting the remaining stitches in sequence. For the first stitch position, you can pick up roughly 2 strands and crochet. This way, the third row is completed. Continue with the fourth row. First, turn the fabric piece and work slip stitches. After completing, work 2 chains. Then turn the work piece again. Start crocheting from the second chain from the hook. The fourth row is done. Everyone continue to finish crocheting from the 5th to the 9th row. Next, crochet the 10th row. First, turn over the piece. Finish the corresponding slip stitches. After completing, work 1 chain stitch. Turn the fabric. Then pick up the second stitch position here and start crocheting. The 10th row is completed. Now move on to the 11th row. Turn the piece. First, crochet 15 slip stitches in sequence. After completing, work 1 chain stitch. Turn the fabric. Then continue crocheting starting from the second stitch here. The last stitch is a single crochet decrease. First, insert your hook into the 2 threads on the left side. Hook out the yarn. Then insert your hook into the last position's 2 threads. Hook out the yarn. Then yarn over, and draw through all 3 loops on your hook. Single crochet decrease completed. For the single crochet decrease on the pants, use this same method to crochet. Everyone, continue to finish row 12. Then move on to row 13. Turn the piece. Crochet 10 slip stitches. Pay attention, leave the last stitch unworked. Then crochet 1 chain stitch. Turn the piece. Leave 1 stitch unworked again. Start crocheting from the second stitch on the left side. Row 13 is now completed. Continue with row 14. Remember to leave the last stitch unworked as well. Then work 2 chain stitches. Turn the piece. Skip 2 chain stitches, and the first stitch here. That is, the 4th stitch from the end in this section. Crochet the corresponding stitch pattern. The last stitch is a half double crochet decrease. Similarly, pick up these 2 strands and work incomplete half double crochets. like this. Row 14 is now completed. Everyone can now continue with row 15. Then proceed to row 16. Turn the workpiece. Crochet 3 slip stitches in sequence. For the third stitch, pick up 2 strands of the chain stitch here and crochet. Then work 2 chain stitches. Turn the workpiece. At the position of the third slip stitch here. Pick any 2 strands. And crochet 1/2 double crochet. Row 16 is now completed. Continue to finish row 17. This way, row 17 is completed. Next, continue to refer to the chart and finish the remaining rows. After completion, leave a tail of about 15 cm and break the yarn. Then fold the fabric neatly in half, with the wrong side facing out, that is, the flatter side. The side with the texture should be folded inward. Take the starting tail of the yarn, and hide it along the texture on the inside of the fabric. After weaving in a few more stitches, cut the yarn. Then insert the sewing needle into the reserved tail. Sew together the beginning and ending positions. Pick up the stitch of the strand that is farthest from you, and sew it together with the other 2 strands left from the chain stitches. Once done, hide the ends inside the fabric. Now let's crochet the edging for the waistband. Join the yarn at any position on the wrong side. Insert your hook by picking up a few strands along the edge. Make 1 turning chain. Work 1 single crochet into the same stitch. Then work a round of single crochets, picking up stitches evenly as you go. There's no specific requirement for the insertion point here, just keep the fabric flat. Once completed, join with a slip stitch. After completing the first round, you can try the pants on the doll. If the waist is too large, it's because there are too many single crochets in this round. You'll need to undo this round and decrease the number of single crochets. Next, work another round of reverse single crochets. Make 1 turning chain, then insert your hook into the last stitch of the previous round. Pull the yarn through the stitch. Then yarn over, and draw through all the loops on the hook. 1 reverse single crochet is completed. Continue crocheting. Insert your hook into the stitch on the right side. Draw the yarn through the stitch. Yarn over again. Pull through once. The second reverse single crochet is done. For this round, you'll work reverse single crochets into the stitches of the previous round evenly. Everyone, finish this round. After completing the last stitch, directly leave about 15 cm and cut the yarn. Pull out the yarn tail. Thread it into a darning needle. Then pick up the 2 strands behind the first stitch and insert them. Pull tight. Then hide the yarn tail inside the fabric. This way, the edging for the waistband is complete. Next, we'll crochet the pant legs and crotch. Turn the waistband downward, with the back of the pants facing you. Then join the yarn just to the left of the middle position. Make 1 turning chain. Work single crochets evenly approximately, continuing until you reach the middle position at the front. When you reach the middle position at the front, work 7 chains. Then from dowel 4, and work 1 double crochet and 2 half double crochets in sequence. Continue working single crochets on this side. Until you reach the symmetrical position of the starting point. Leave about 15 cm and cut the yarn. Thread the yarn tail into a darning needle. Sew together the crotch area. There's no specific requirement for the sewing method here, just make sure it's sewn securely. Try to make the sides look slightly neater. Once completed, hide the yarn tails inside. That's it. The pant legs and crotch are also complete. Next, let's make the decorations. Cut a piece of sewing thread and thread it into a needle. Then take out the chiffon ribbon. Fold the chiffon ribbon in half along the short side. Starting from approximately the center of the back waist of the pants. Sew around the waistband in a circle. Leave a little yarn tail. Then insert the needle again. Tie the two ends of the thread into a knot to secure. Then finish sewing the chiffon ribbon. Pay attention to creating pleats while sewing. Let the starting position overlap slightly. If there is excess chiffon ribbon, cut off the extra part. Tie the yarn tails into a knot on the wrong side and hide them well. If you're making the Stardust style, you'll also need to attach a few red acrylic rhinestones onto the pants. Place 2 rhinestones at the front and 5 rhinestones at the back. The positions should be roughly evenly distributed. Make sure to securely glue them in place. This way, the pants are completed. Next, we'll make the ant style leaf. We will start from foundation chain and crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Both the first round and the last round need to wrap the wire. After completing, attach the shaping wire and secure it onto the doll's body. The new stitches used include E treble crochet, F treble crochet increase, CH 3 picket. Please watch as I demonstrate. First, cut 2 pieces of wire, about 30 cm in length and set them aside for later use. Then, start with a foundation chain to the required number of stitches. After completing the foundation chain, begin crocheting from the second to last stitch. Pay attention to wrapping both wires. Crochet up to the position just before the square brackets. Once you reach the corresponding position, proceed with the stitch pattern inside the square brackets. First, work 1 single crochet into the chain stitch position on the left side. Then, make a CH3 picot. Start by crocheting 3 chain stitches. Next, insert the hook into the front loop of this stitch, and pick up 1 strand of yarn, on the left side. Work 1 slip stitch. The CH3 picot is now complete. From here on, we will simply refer to it as a picot stitch. Then, work 1 more single crochet in the same position. The stitch pattern inside the brackets is now complete. Adjust the wire so that both ends are roughly the same length. Continue crocheting the remaining stitches of this round all the way down. Once completed, join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. Tighten the yarn. The first round is complete. Move on to the second round. Chain 2 as turning chain. These 2 chains count as 1/2 double crochet. This corresponds to the first stitch of the previous round. Next, work 1/2 double crochet increase in the second stitch. Then continue with 1 double crochet increase and 2 double crochets. Once done, repeat the stitch pattern in parentheses 4 times. Start with the first repetition. First, work 1 treble crochet increase. That is, make 2 treble crochets in the same stitch. Start with the first one. Yarn over the hook twice. Insert. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Then yarn over on after another. Draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1 treble crochet is now complete. Move on to the second one. Yarn over the hook twice. Insert into the same stitch. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through. Then yarn over on after another. Draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. Another treble crochet is now complete. This way, you've completed a treble crochet increase. Next, work 1 treble crochet each into the next 2 stitches on the left side. This way, you've completed the stitch pattern inside the parentheses. Continue working downwards. Keep going until you reach the position right before the stitch in the square brackets. Reach the corresponding position. Next, work the stitch pattern in the square brackets. Here you'll be crocheting into the chain space from the picot stitch of the previous round. First, make 1 single crochet into this chain space. Then, create 1 picot stitch. After that, make another 1 single crochet in the same position. The stitch pattern in the square brackets is now complete. Next, starting from the left stitch, finish crocheting the remaining part. Once completed, pick up the turning chain, and join with a slip stitch. That is, the 2 strands of the braid on the right side of this stitch. Tighten. The second round is complete. Continue with the third round. Here, the square brackets also indicate crocheting into the same position. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. These 3 chain stitches count as 1 double crochet. This corresponds to the turning chain below. Then, in the turning chain below, pick up 2 strands and make 1 double crochet. That is, the same insertion position as the slip stitch. This way, the stitches in the square brackets are completed. Next, continue crocheting the remaining part of this round. Pay attention to the stitches in the square brackets. They are all crocheted into the chain spaces of the picket stitches from the previous round. After completion, join with a slip stitch into the turning chain. That is, the 2 strands of the braid on the right side of this stitch. Tighten. The 3rd round is complete. Move on to the 4th round. Cut 2 pieces of thin wire, each about 40 cm in length, and set aside for use. Make 1 turning chain. Then crochet 1 single crochet into the turning chain. Pay attention to wrapping the wire. Continue crocheting downward. When crocheting the stitches into the chain spaces of the picket stitches, you also need to wrap the wire. Continue crocheting until this round is finished. After completing, join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. Leave about 5 cm and cut the yarn. Twist the yarn tail and the wire slightly. This way, the leaf is crocheted. Then cut a shaping wire about 18 cm in length. Place it at the bottom of the leaf. Then take out the same color yarn as the leaf. Start by wrapping the wire on the wrong side. This small section here, wrap it with the yarn tail. Then take out the shaping wire. And wrap it along the bottom of the leaf together. Make sure the end is securely glued, so it doesn't come undone. After wrapping is complete, attach the leaf to the doll's body next. Cut a piece of yarn, in the same color as the leaf, at a distance of about 3–4 cm from the end of the shaping wire. Sew it onto the doll's right hand. Make sure to sew a few more stitches. Secure the seam firmly. Then take the part about 6-7 cm from the top and sew it onto the doll's head. This way, the process of making the leaf is complete. Up to this point, the making method for this doll has been fully explained. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website, Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.